I am Rabbit, and let me start off by saying that I apologize that I look kind of like shit for this vlog, but y'all, it is Saturday, and since the work week is always so freaking rough, when it comes time to have an actual weekend, I'm not trying to look cute for anybody, let me just say that. So it's been a little bit since I have done a vlog or like a casual conversation type video with you guys. I did pseudo recently upload another episode of our questions and answers series, but I was thinking about a couple things and chatting with a few of you about two major topics in particular, so I thought, why not just go ahead and make a vlog out of it? So here we are. Oh, one thing before we get to the actual two-topic conversation. I removed the pillows just because I felt like in the Q&A when I had just my living room as the backdrop with my couch specifically right behind me, I thought the pillows were a little bit distracting, so let me know if you like it better just looking at my plain couch or if you preferred having the pillows behind me. Not that it really fucking matters, but you know, I want to give you guys options. If we're going to be stuck with a somewhat lame ass backdrop, I want to have your feedback and make it as pretty as possible for you. Okay. No more like ADHD type banter from me. So the first thing that I did want to speak with you guys about was this whole YouTube Red thing that a lot of information is now coming out, and there's just been a lot of, you know, just like whispering and a little bit of concern that's been circulating throughout a bunch of bigger name channels as well as smaller channels. I want to start off by saying that I'm not going to get into detail about YouTube Red and, you know, what all it entails, just because I don't think I fully understand it, at least every single minute detail about it, so I don't want to speak about this service that YouTube is going to be rolling out and then say something incorrectly. So what I would rather do is just direct you guys to, you know, Google YouTube Red yourself, read about it, listen to other YouTubers talk about it, and formulate your own opinion. Alright, so I'm assuming you've gone and you've looked up a little bit about YouTube Red, and or you already came into this video knowing a bit about it. I think for most of you who have been doing YouTube for a long time, whether you yourself make content or you have watched people for a really long time, a lot of people are very well aware that November is such a big month for people who do YouTube. And you know what, as an aside, before I even, I guess, get into all of this about like making money on YouTube, I want to just go out and say, for those of you who maybe are new to my channel and you're not aware, that I absolutely do not do this for a living, and this is not even something that I'm aiming to do for a living. You know, I have my big girl job. You know, I work at a school, I am a researcher and scientist, so, you know, I'm getting paid. Like, I have an actual job. YouTube has always been more of a fun venture for me. It's been a way for me to interact with other geeks on the internet who love retro video games. And you know, when I first started this a couple of years ago, my intention was never to become YouTube famous or to make money doing this. My purpose behind opening a YouTube that focused on game related content was to share my love and my passion of video gaming with other people, because I didn't have that many friends, specifically girlfriends, who really gave a shit about video games. So sometimes I just felt kind of lonely and bored, I guess, hanging out with people that I do genuinely love, but I needed another outlet and I needed a way to be able to geek out about old games that nobody's ever heard of before, or they don't give a shit about them. I needed that. So I have to say that I feel like I've gotten everything out of YouTube that I ever wanted from it, and it's been really nice having the opportunity to get a little bit of chump change on the side, you know, and I say chump change because I'm a really ridiculously small channel. I am genuinely the bottom of the barrel, the lowest of the low. I make virtually zilch from this channel. Basically, where a lot of my funds comes from, it's from you guys being generous and donating / tipping me, because, you know, ads don't really give you that much money if you're not getting that many views. And, you know, I'm pretty close to about 3,000 subscribers as I'm making this video, so I am very small, admittedly, and that's fine with me because it's not about being big. It's just about having those relationships and about being able to have those fun, geeky conversations that I've always wanted. So the reason why I wanted to interject and throw out that reminder that, I am not here to necessarily make money off YouTube, and I am not here to become the best of the best or to compete with anybody, is because YouTube Red is essentially going to be making it much harder for smaller channels to compete or to establish any sort of financial stability if their goal is to actually make YouTube their career. And for me, I guess I'm a little bit nervous about this just because all money that I've ever received, whether it has been from ads, which again, I get almost nothing from ads because I don't have that many viewers, but from those of you who have been kind and you have tipped me / donated in the past, every single cent that I've ever received from any of you or from ads has always gone directly back into the channel. So for example, just recently I bought a nice new web camera so that I could do face cam series for you guys now and in the future, and that camera was like $100, and I felt like I had to give back to you guys. For those of you who have just kindly given me $2 here, $5 there, that's where your money is going towards. It's going towards me buying new equipment, buying video games that you want to see me play, and that sort of thing. And I plan on always keeping it that way. I'm not pocketing any of the change that I get from my YouTube channel. Like I've already said, I have a big girl job, and that's where my bill money comes from, and that's where like my real life money goes to. It's not from YouTube at all, and it's not from you guys. I don't expect you all to pay my bills. But YouTube Red just makes me concerned because I'm worried about the future of smaller channels, so of someone like me, where maybe in a couple of years, if I'm just barefoot and pregnant and I like take time off from work and my husband is gone all day and I do want to maybe pursue this and make this a little bit more seriously, I almost feel as though with YouTube Red or any other services that YouTube tries to incorporate into their system in the future, it really poses a gigantic obstacle for those of us who aren't really established in the mainstream YouTube community. I feel like it's almost insurmountable, and how will we ever be able to really compete? So I know what a lot of people have said to me in the past, especially since things have like gotten worse in terms of ad revenue and things of that nature, where a lot of you feel, Rabbit, just open a Patreon. There are so many of us that would be willing to support you, a couple dollars each month. But I guess I wanted to publicly say that at this point in time, I just don't feel comfortable opening a Patreon for myself and for my channel. And that's not to poo-poo on anybody else who goes to crowdfunding or goes to Patreon, because I totally get it. And especially for those people that do have the time and that is their goal to make YouTube their main money maker, I 100% support anyone who wants to go to Patreon or any other sort of crowdfunding website or means to support themselves, since YouTube has made it harder to use them as your sole source. But for me, I guess whenever I've had people bring up, why don't you open up a Patreon, Rabbit, I just always come back to the fact that I don't feel like I have anything extra to really give to you guys. I don't feel like outside of the content I already produce that I can really do much more for you. I mean, I know some of the perks or the benefits to having a Patreon or to being a patron to someone else. They might do something along the lines of, private gaming sessions with you once a month on Steam. Well, as I've already said, I work as a scientist and as a researcher, so I'm busy. I work pretty much 40 hours a week, sometimes 50, depending on if we have a big conference that we're going to be presenting at soon, or if we're trying to finish up a publication or a report for a journal and we're wanting to get it in this journal. We have a specific deadline. My schedule is so chaotic and it's so hectic some weeks. And on top of that, I am married, so I have to prioritize my relationship with my husband, and any free time that I have, he has to be my first filter, and he has to be the number one thing for me to put all of my focus and all of my energy into, and then my job is number two, and as unfortunate as it is to confess, YouTube is number three, and I've always been very transparent about that with you guys. I'm saying all this just to say and sort of establish that this is why a Patreon won't really work for me, because I would feel so guilty asking you guys to support me with monthly donations or with monthly tips if I'm not giving you anything extra from what's already on my channel. And outside of something like routine gaming sessions, I mean, what else could I give you? I publicize all of my vlogs. My questions and answer series is for everyone, so it's not like I'm making that exclusive to patrons. Maybe I'm just not very creative, but I cannot think of anything cool that I have that I can share privately with people who want to donate or who want to support me. So anyway, I guess to kind of like wrap up this long-winded rant so far about YouTube Red, the whole point of me talking about all of this to you guys is just to say that I'm kind of worried, not necessarily about the future of this channel because of reasons that I've already explained, that, my goal is not to make money, so you guys don't need to worry about me just stopping YouTube because I'm not going to be getting very much for the month of November, for those of you who do decide to use YouTube Red, or if in the future everyone moves towards YouTube Red and I don't make hardly anything. You can rest assured that I will not just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm not making money, so I'm not going to upload anymore. That's not me, and you guys don't have to be concerned about that. But with that being said, this will make it significantly harder for me to continuously upgrade my equipment. So like getting the newest microphone, getting the newest webcam, buying those rare and old school games that maybe I don't have, and some of you don't want to send me yours, and I wouldn't expect you to just give me, I don't know, like your copy of Alundra. Not that I need it, I have my own copy, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm just feeling a little bit distressed because I feel as though YouTube has consistently been making it harder and harder for those of us who are smaller channels, and for those of us who maybe can't at this point in time make YouTube everything, so we don't really have the means to grow as significantly or as rapidly as some of these other bigger channels out there. And I don't know, it's just very disappointing. I've had a YouTube account for 5 years, but I've really only uploaded for 3. So in 3 years, getting only 3,000 subscribers, I mean, it's no secret, I really am not a big channel, but I do appreciate still the people that stop by and will watch one of my playthroughs. So as an example, my Star Ocean the Second Story Let's Play is very detailed, and it's structured as a walkthrough. It's not a blind Let's Play, and it's not just for shits and giggles. I go into great detail about mechanics of the game, and I demonstrate as well as showcase very specific like secrets, if you will, or not really secrets, but things that you may not notice in your first playthrough, or even your 5th, 6th, or 7th playthrough on your own, just because Tri-Ace games in general tend to be quite vast and beyond detailed. I don't even know the word to describe these games. They just have so much shit to them, which is great, and it makes it have a really high replayability, a Star Ocean the Second Story specifically. So I've had people that once they've watched one of my Let's Plays from start to finish, or maybe like the first 50 or 60 videos, they've sent me an email or a private message and said, I really have enjoyed this and I've learned a lot so far, and I've had ad block on the entire time because I hate ads, so here's $10. Thank you so much for the time that it took you to make this video. And wow, what a compliment, and you can rest assured that that $10 goes back into the channel. Anyway, I've come around full circle with this topic, so I'll just leave it at that, oh my gosh, YouTube Red. I'm not really stressed out about it, but I'm just, why YouTube? Why do you keep trying to screw the little man over? I don't understand. But anyway, moving on to topic number 2. So this, in a way, I guess piggybacks off of everything else that I was saying, namely that I work full-time as a scientist and researcher for an academic institution. So I am such a busy person. And because of that, lately I have not been uploading nearly as frequently as I did over the summer when my schedule was not as demanding as things are right now. And I just wanted to, I guess, address a few things, mainly that a lot of you are just wondering, am I abandoning any Let's Plays, or are some things going to go on hiatus, or am I going to quit? I've had some people ask, like, am I quitting if I just don't upload for 1 week? So I wanted to very publicly make it clear that I am absolutely not quitting. You know, just because I take a week off, it doesn't mean that I'm going anywhere. I have been admittedly slow with answering emails and responding to some comments, but I'm trying to use the weekends as my catch-up, and I have, even now as I'm recording this, at least like 7 or 8 videos that I still need to edit the game footage with my recorded audio and get everything up on YouTube. So I'm just behind, period, from all of the demands of my big girl job and of the work that I do. So, you know, for those of you who are concerned about The Legend of Dragoon, or I know Jade Cocoon 2, I kind of dropped the ball with that one a little bit, and even though I recently got a couple episodes up, it had been almost a month since I recorded for that, and then even with that previous session, it had been like another month gap. So I've gotten maybe like 8 episodes of Jade Cocoon 2 up in the last pretty much like 2 months. So I do apologize for that, but again, I just want to reiterate that I do this to have a good time and to interact with you guys. This is not a career goal for me. You know, if someday it turns into a main and primary means of making money and I could stay home and do this full time, I mean, I'm not opposed to that in the future, but you know, I have a job right now. Like I went to school, I got a master's degree, not to stay at home and play video games, although that would be fun, but I got all of my education and I've pursued certain career paths because I'm passionate about those things, and because, you know, I want to keep expanding my mind and to keep exploring certain things and certain topics. So maybe someday YouTube can be #1, but it's not right now. So I just want to ask for your forgiveness for those of you who have been very upset that my husband and I have not recorded Legend of Dragoon in a very long time. But he's busy too. He's in his last semester of his master's, and he also goes to a lot of conferences and does a lot of presentations, and he'll be defending his thesis this semester. And he teaches in the biology department at a university here in town. So my husband and I are just so busy and our schedules just don't align at all. So even when we do have a chance to record, we might record only like 1 or 2 videos, but then I don't really feel comfortable only uploading 1 episode or 2 episodes. So I'd like to wait until we have a few so that you have a lot of videos that you can kind of enjoy, since I don't know when the next time will be that we actually film those together. So yeah, that's, I guess, topic #2. Anyway, this video has been way too long, so I'll just abruptly wrap this up. But thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for just talking with me and being my friends and just sharing my love of video games. You guys really do not know how wonderful the last 3 years of me actively being on here and uploading have been, and just how much it's raised my quality of life. I work so much and I'm such a busy person, and I'm not always stressed, but I just always have something on my mind and I always have something that I'm doing. So playing video games and talking to other gamers has been, oh my gosh guys, a wonderful creative outlet for me. And some of you may not even realize how much you mean to me and how much the random ass conversations that we have mean to me. They just brighten my day and seriously can make my week. So thank you so much for being here for me. I hope you guys feel like I've been doing a good job of being here for you as well. Again, I'm so sorry that I've not been uploading very much over the last couple of weeks. I am just trying to get caught up on things, and I promise I will get some sort of schedule hashed out very soon. And again, you know, about the whole YouTube Red thing, I don't want to tell you guys to not use YouTube Red, and I definitely don't want you to feel like I'm asking you to, you know, donate to me more through the direct links on my channel that do actually connect to my PayPal. All I want to say is, I do appreciate those of you who think anything that I've made on my channel is worth a couple of dollars. I don't even know what to say other than I am immensely appreciative of your kindness and of your generosity and your desire to see my channel grow and your desire to see me put forth more of an investment in equipment that can allow me to grow more rapidly. So thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. You guys, I love you so freaking much. But alright, I don't want to talk your ears off, even though I'm sure I already have, but that's the point of vlogs, right? So I hope you guys all have a fantastic weekend. I'll have more videos up for you soon, and let's chat about this some more in the future, okay? Alright guys, take care until I talk to you next time.